The pitch to the sideline, the calls that shape the game. Welcome to Excellence in Action, the referee show here on IslandStats.com, where we dabble in the world of officiating, dissect the decisions, and celebrate the men and women in the middle. Join us each week as we chat with top officials, analyze controversial moments, and explore the challenges and triumphs of being a referee. Get inside perspective on the rules, the pressure, and the split-second judgments that can make or break a match. It's more than just whistles and flags, it's excellence in action. Now let's get to the show. Well, good afternoon and welcome to this edition of Referees Corner, Excellence in Action. I'm your host, Earl Bass, and I'm joined by four guests to the island. Well, we hope they won't be just regular guests. Officials from Canada. We have Michael and Mario. We have, is it Vassal?
Yep, perfect.
Okay, and Aubrey, right?
That's me.
Okay. Well, guys, first of all, I'm going to start off by thanking you for coming to Bermuda and helping us to fulfill our season commitment in football. You guys have been here this weekend, and is this the first time for any of you?
I think for all of us, it's our first time to Bermuda. Michael might have been here once before.
Okay. All right. So, Vassal, let's start with you. What was your first impression?
Oh, Bermuda Island's so beautiful, much better than back home at the moment. So only good vibes and such a great experience for us.
Okay. Aubrey, what did you think of the standard and the level of football? I mean, it is amateur, but what did you think of the standard?
I think we've all been really impressed so far. The level high and the intensity of the games has been high as well, which has been really positive for all of us.
Yeah. And for you, Michael, what has the experience been like thus far outside of Canada officiating?
Yeah, it's my second time here, and every time I come, it's unbelievable. Like, we had a top of the table clash yesterday. Good game, intensity. Theirs are really good, so it was really a good experience for us to come here and ref.
Yeah. And Mario, is this your first time?
It is my first time, and
Okay.
I'm pleasantly surprised, and I've been enjoying it.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys: when you got the invitation to come to Bermuda, what was one of the first things you thought about? Obviously, Michael, you've been here before, but for the new guys, what have you heard about coming and officiating in Bermuda? And we can start with you, Mario.
Yeah, I mean, good question, Earl. So, like, some of my colleagues have been here 2 years ago. So I think the first thing that I did is reach out to them, asking them what to expect. Definitely an exciting opportunity. Being able to rep outside of Canada is always challenging because it gets us out of our comfort zone. It challenges us with new games, different players that we've never seen before. So after reaching out, I was really excited for the opportunity and clearly helped me grow as a referee.
Sure. What about you, Aubrey? What was when getting that call or getting that invite? What was it like for you?
I'll echo a lot of what Mario said. I think that when we spoke to folks from Canada who had been here before, we got a little bit of the lay of the land of what to expect. As Mario said, we referee a game that's played around the world and a lot of different personalities and a lot of different cultures and a lot of different styles of play. And so just trying to adapt as much as we could before we got here. We don't know what we don't know until we've kind of been on the field with the players, but just trying to understand kind of the styles of play and what sorts of things we can try to expect as we try and get in to manage a game.
And Vassal, for you?
Yeah, for me, when I got the call, it was all about excitement. Very excited to come here and experience a different style of football. But overall, we're in our off season right now, and this is like a perfect opportunity to stay sharp as the level of play is could be comparable to what we have back home. So it's a perfect like continuation of what we work on, and helps us keep sharp for our league back home.
Yeah. Now, everybody has a unique story about why they do what they do. Vessel, why did you choose refereeing? Why did you choose being official?
I'll give the easy answer that maybe most of us have, but probably not a good enough player. So want to stay in the game at a high level. So chose the refereeing path.
How long have you been in as an official?
About 14 years now.
Oh wow! Oh, okay. Instead of kicking the ball, you blow the whistle for the ball. Okay, good stuff. What about you,
Yes,
Morgan?
sir.
Yeah, I feel like the reasons that people start refereeing are either for the money at a young age, or because they think the referees they have as a player aren't very good. And so I was kind of in the latter camp. I didn't think the referees we had, a great judge of character I was when I was 12 years old. But when I thought I can do better, and after a few years, I played competitive. Coming up in around 16 or so, I started taking refereeing seriously and figured out that I could go a lot further with that with football as a referee rather than a player. So kept going ever since, and here we are 17 or 18 years later, to age myself a little bit, and things seem to be working out. I'm across the continent, pursuing a passion that I'm a big fan of.
Oh, great stuff. What about you, Michael?
Yeah, for me, it's about obviously the love of the game, but on the social aspect. Like, I've made so many friends all over the world, and I'm saying hi to Amari here. I've been traveling the world with Amari, and like being around the game, traveling, to be involved in that, it's amazing. So if people want to be a referee, the first thing I say is you're going to make friends for life. So that's a big plus for me.
Yeah. Mario, you're quite young. What got you into officiating?
Earl, I'll take that quite young. In my perspective, I started refereeing because me and my friends wanted to make some pocket money to be able to go to the movies and get some ice cream after the games.
Right.
And then this quickly grew into a passion because I love the game and to be able to witness the game through different lenses, right? Like I coached, I played, and now refereed. So I'm able to experience the game through different lenses that allowed me to grow as a person. And I think I found what I love the most about the game, which is blowing the whistle and being able to control the game. But also to show people that refereeing isn't also just a police officer in the middle of the field, but somebody you can talk to and show them different aspects of it. So I think started off with money and it quickly became a passion that we still love.
Sure. Aubrey, let me ask you, what are some of the challenges you face as an official? As you've indicated, it's a global game. And I'm pretty sure whatever challenges you have in Canada, you'll have in Bermuda. But what are those challenges that you have as an official?
I mean, the first one that you'll hear from every referee is the disagreement, the abuse that we receive from players, from coaches, from spectators, anywhere. I think that if I compare the current state of affairs now compared to when I was 12, I feel a lot more equipped to deal with some of that. But especially starting out as a new referee, it's the first time in your life where you'll have 30 or 40 people at a time screaming at you when they think you did something wrong. There's not, aside from a juggler who's doing an act and drops a ball, there's not many other situations that you'll get into where that sort of thing happens. So I think dealing with that and finding good strategies to be able to cope with that, our associations back home have done a lot of good work to try and curb some of that, especially at the grassroots level. But it is certainly still an issue and will be an issue for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Vessel, is that a similar thing for you where the abuse is because it's global? We see it all over the place, don't we?
Yeah, for sure. Especially at that young age, you're not used to that kind of atmosphere. So as you develop, you kind of learn different strategies to like deal with it. But for sure, it's a global thing, and we see it even watching professional games all over the world. So I would say it's an issue in the game that I think there's solutions to, and everyone's working hard to find those solutions.
Michael, let me ask you: communicating with players and I guess coaches, officials. How do you manage that? Because as Aubrey said, there's a lot of abuse from the people inside the lines. I mean, the everybody has to deal with those people outside the lines, but dealing with people inside the lines. How do you manage that?
Yeah, it's obviously a challenge and it's something we work on. But for me, I think it's very important to be human. At the end of the day, it's two humans that love the same game. So, and sometimes when we hear players or coaches talking about, oh, this guy, this girl, it's the best ref we've ever had, the reason they're going to say is because they could talk with her. So if you're listening, then you can answer. It's a two-way street. It's not just the ref, not just the coach. It's a two-way street. So if there's respect between everyone, it goes a long way. So if there's a respect between coaches and match officials, then the sky's the limit. You can talk and you can work for the game together.
Mm-hmm. And Mario, for you, just dealing with, I guess, because you mentioned it, the younger group. Obviously, you got parents on the sideline, and you could only, when you blow the whistle, you could only please 50% of the people because the other 50% are against whatever you're doing. So how do you manage that?
I mean, there's different ways. I've always said you gain respect when you're fair and you make the right decision. And I think that's the mentality I grew up with, and that's how I've been able to move up the ranks, right? As soon as you're fair and as soon as you don't take a side and you're just able to do what you got to do, at the end of the day, people are going to respect that. They might not be happy, but they will with time respect that. And we got to understand that at the end of the day, it's not personal, right? It's just an education matter where we have to keep teaching parents that at the end of the day, referee, just a human being behind the referee. But yeah, a lot of this comes with time. A lot of this comes with being just creating that atmosphere where at the end of the day, it's respect first. And that the more you're fair, the more with time it's going to pay off because people are going to be respecting you for what you make a decision, even if they're not happy, as you said.
Yeah. Aubrey, I'm going to come back to you because you said you've been doing it 16, 17 years as an official. We've seen probably about, what would you say, at least 20 of the rules change over that period, maybe a little more?
Certainly more than that. Sometimes it's multiple a year. So it's been more than that over my 17-year career, yeah.
Ensuring that you clearly understand what the rules are. How do you work on that to make sure that when you make a decision, it's by the letter of the law in which they've put it out?
So we study a ton, and for those of us who work in our professional leagues back home, obviously reading the book is step one to make sure you're familiar of what's between the two covers. But the other part of that, aside from reading the law, is understanding how we apply it. So we watch a ton of video and we train together, and we'll have. Oh, there's a good thumbs up for me. We work together and we analyze video and we try and figure out how do we apply the law to this particular situation. And by doing that over and over again, both in the classroom and on the field, in practical training sessions, it sets us up for success when we are on the field with the whistle in our hand with 22 angry people around us, trying to get a decision to go their way.
Right. When, Vassal, I'm going to come to you. When doing these type of training camps for officials and all, just interacting and everybody kind of trying to be on the same page, because obviously you see things one way and you're in one position, somebody else sees it another way because they're in another position, because you all can't be in the same position to see the same thing all the time. But how do you communicate to make sure that everybody kind of understands with whoever's the instructor is, that they understand what the goal is in, as you say, the infraction?
Yeah, it's a good question. And during trainings, I think it's very important to have an open mind to what everyone's decision is and see their perspective of it and take those aspects and put it to your own decision. And overall, I think that will help everyone make the correct decision. But yeah, it's all about teamwork and being open to everyone's ideas to come to a overall goal at the end of the day.
Yeah. Mario, you said you got started because you wanted some pocket change to go to the movies, get some ice cream and so forth. when you see another kid that's possibly going that same route that wants to have kind of independence, what sort of advice do you give them to encourage them to not only look at it as I'm getting pocket change, but you're gaining experience by doing something that you could learn from by being in charge of something?
Yeah. The reason, Earl, why I said I started for pocket change is because I think at the base of it, if you don't start for the fun or with the mentality of having fun doing it, then you're gonna find this really hard, right? Like we've been talking about for the past 50 minutes how hard it is to be a referee and how much abuse we can receive. So I always tell young referees, do it for the love of the game. Do it because you enjoy playing the game. Do it because you enjoy seeing the game from a different perspective. And the moment you get to do that, then at the end of the day, it'll be easier to move up and to fall in love with the game. And even when we go through these rough patches of people not being happy with our decisions or being mad at us, then we can kind of overcome them because we remember why we're doing this. And the why is always because we're having fun, we're enjoying the game, and we're trying to keep putting the game on the field, allowing the game to be played on our fields.
Sure. And Michael, what was one of the things? What was the I guess the standout thing for you? Because you talked about officials. You didn't think they were good, so you wanted to be a part. You wanted to change that by getting involved. So what was some of the things that kind of frustrated you as a player that kind of twisted your arm to get into officiating?
Yeah, right. So basically, when I was a player and Vasil was a goalkeeper, same as I was not a good keeper. And I wouldn't like when referees would not talk at all. And I was I had questions and I want to learn the game. I was curious. I want to why have you made that decision? Why is this the sanction? That type of stuff. So I was curious. I was like, well, if I just learn the laws of the game to be a referee, I'm going to be a better player. So when my first 2-3 years, I would play and ref at the same time. And I became a better player because I was a bit smarter. I knew the tricks, maybe to cheat at my advantage when I was playing. So that was I fully understood the laws of the game. Now I became fully a referee. So when players now do the tricks to cheat, it's easier for me to catch them.
Mm-hmm. One of the things, Aubrey, is the game has grown for us in this region. With so much CONCACAF stuff going on, you have the Canadian Cup that's in there's just so much more football. What would you say to a youngster that to get involved in officiating, because there's so many opportunities, and lo and behold, we're hosting the World Cup. You guys ready your backyard kind of thing. There's a possibility that warm-up games, somebody might be called up to do that.
Yeah, I mean, the opportunities are a huge part of it. We have a professional league now in Canada that didn't exist as I was coming up. We have a World Cup that will be played this year, as you said, in our backyard through the summer. So there are loads of opportunities to take refereeing as far as you're willing to work with it. I think that what I would say to young people who are looking to get into it, sometimes you'll see a referee out there and you maybe don't see yourself in them growing up. And the reality is that refereeing teaches you so much and gives you so many skills through life. It teaches you how to talk to people. It teaches you how to have confidence. It teaches you how to deal with people who have different personalities and work with them to get a good result. So it really helps you in all aspects of life, both in football and outside of it as well.
Now, you guys, you've been here since Wednesday last week or Thursday?
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the weather. I know back home, it's bundles of clothes, but right now you guys could probably go swimming. But just being in the environment and still doing something that you enjoy doing, what would be your message to your colleagues if they got the opportunity to come to Bermuda to officiate? And I'll start with you, Michael.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say thank you to Earl U tonight for having us and BFA for having us here. For us, it's a huge opportunity. We're in off season. So for us, preseason wise, it's our first games of the year. So it's amazing for that. Good quality, good speed. at the same time, it's a challenge because players are in mid-season, and this is not an excuse. We have to be ready. So we came ready to train, ready to ref some games. So when we're gonna go back home next week, we're gonna talk to our colleagues. If they have a chance to come here, it's unbelievable. Like, it's good weather, nice training opportunities. We had a few good games already. We have a game tonight, a game in 2 days. So yeah, it's awesome soccer-wise. Yeah.
Yeah. And Mario, for you, you say you've been doing this for a little while, but what would keep you going? What's the positive thing in officiating that keeps you going?
There's different things, Earl. I spoke about being happy and enjoying it, but I think it's also opportunities and being able to experience those moments. When we talk about reffing in the Bermudas, when we talk about reffing in different tournaments in the USA, for us, these are all opportunities that we maybe never thought that would happen, but we've been able to live. And I think just being able to have access to these opportunities is what drives us to want more, right? Having access to a professional league back home definitely is a driven motor. There's different reasons, but I think the love of the game first, and then afterwards, all these opportunities, different experiences that we probably would have never lived if it wasn't through the referee world. So definitely grateful for that, and definitely those are the elements that keep me want to grind every day and put in the work to be able to have access to those games.
Vassal, from a goalkeeper to a referee, the goalkeeper sees the entire field, can dictate where he wants his defenders to go, and all sorts of things. Now, as the referee, you're in total control, but the game is from a different vantage point. Understanding the two, how difficult was it for you to make that transition?
Yeah, it's for sure a change in like mentality that you have to go through. You have to be more calculated as a referee in your decision making and how you're going to approach each situation. Like, as a player, it's kind of more freestyle. Like, you can change on the fly and make up different strategies. But as a referee, you have to almost be a step ahead of everyone else, so you can make the best decision and keep the game calm.
Yeah. And Aubrey, for you, just over these years, what would you say has been a highlight for you?
This trip is certainly a highlight. I think we've had lots of opportunities. Michael, Mario, and Basil and myself have all come up through the elite development program in Canada Soccer, where we've gotten the chance to go to tournaments in the United States, in Florida and Texas. We've flown all across our country. I think a particular highlight is probably the final of our university championship this past year, where we played in about half a foot of snow throughout the game and had to stop. Michael had to do a game on the same day. His was a little more famous than mine, but we had to stop for shoveling breaks. And on that day, I was just reminded of sort of how far we've all come. I started when I was 12, like I said, at a field down the street from my house, and here I was 17 years later refereeing a championship final in a different city across the country, in the most Canadian weather you could possibly imagine. So that's certainly a highlight for me.
Well, again, I really want to thank you guys for your time coming to Bermuda and assisting us in ensuring that our leagues continue. It's a valuable thing that you guys have been able to do for us, and we cherish every moment of it, and we want to welcome you back as soon as it's possible. Mr. Williams, I know you're watching, so these guys' phones are on. They're ready to answer the call, and so are the colleagues. So again, I want to thank you very much for coming. I want to thank you very much for your time this evening. I know you guys do have a match later on, and I want to say thank you, and Bermuda thanks you as well. So safe travels back home, and hopefully we can see you again in the very near future. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
Earl.
for having us.
Thank you.
Okay. Enjoy the rest of your evening and your stay. All right.
Talk soon.
Bye.
Thank you.